Welcome live to the University of Lynchburg, where tonight we feature one of two semifinal matchups in the 2021 ODAC Men's Lacrosse Semifinals. It is the Tigers of Hampden-Sydney and the Hornets of University of Lynchburg. Hello to you and yours. Welcome inside the booth. I'm Joe Hutchler, your narrator for this journey. We were just here not too long ago, last Saturday night, both of these teams vying for a top spot in the ODAC tournament. Neither would get that, but we benefited from an excellent game of lacrosse. Two heavyweights, punch after punch. In the end, Lynchburg completing the comeback for an 11-9 victory. And here we are again, number 2 versus number 3, ready for some action this evening. And what we believe is the better of the two games going on today. Probably going to be the best matchup of the tournament. So lucky for you, lucky for us, we're here tonight. Let's talk about some players that are going to be crucial for these teams' success. And we're going to start with Jared Medwar. Medwar coming in to lead the Tigers in points this season with 36 goals as well. He had a hat trick on Saturday. He had 2 goals in that win over Randolph-Macon in the quarterfinal round, leading his team in points this season. He's going to be a usual suspect for Hampden-Sydney. As for Lynchburg, it's Mr. Colin Dean. Now, there's many other guys that we could talk about for Lynchburg, including Kyle Lewis or Brett Rogers. But Colin Dean, he is the one that led that comeback with his great fourth quarter play on Saturday. Leads the ODAC in shots with 124. We expect that number to rise tonight against the Tigers. Now, how about the men in charge of stopping those and others as far as the opponent's roster? Well, Will Perry did a lot of that, but both in the quarterfinals with 9 saves, but also in that loss to Lynchburg with 12 saves on 23 shots faced. He had an excellent game, kept Hampden-Sydney in the lead most of the way. He's going to be a huge reason why the Tigers can start today fresh, keep the Hornets off the board, and feel good about their chances. On the other side, Patrick Moore, not as big of a showing for him on Saturday night, but he has had an excellent sophomore campaign, leading the ODAC in goals against average with a measly 7.3 goals against. He is going to be another crucial component. We could have ourselves a nice goalie bout today in front of us for this ODAC semifinal matchup. How about the men in charge of these programs? 2 with historic backgrounds that go way back at their respective programs. Now, Jason Rostand in his 5th season as head coach, but had 14 previous seasons under the tutelage of his father as an assistant head coach. He's looking to get back to the ODAC finals. They won the ODAC championship in 2017, his first year as head coach. Speaking of a man who's won ODAC championship, Steve Kadelka in his 25th season. He's got 22 straight now, winning seasons with this program. He's looking for another ODAC championship, the last one coming in 2018, and it starts today as they did not have a semifinal game, a quarterfinal game. Their journey starts today against Hampden-Sydney.
Today's ODAC championship broadcast is brought to you by Virginia Farm Bureau Insurance. Keep Virginia, Virginia. Talk to your local insurance agent today. Chantel, the official telecommunications provider of the ODAC. And Field Turf, the official field of the ODAC.
Looking to be a great crowd on hand tonight, as it was on Saturday night. Student athletes, regular students, parents, whoever is in the area alike will be into. Oh, DJ Khaled's here too. That's pretty awesome. So should be a great atmosphere in the venue. We hope we can bring some of that to you for those that are not here to enjoy the festivities. This will be the 33rd meeting of these two since 1996. Lynchburg leads that series in that amount of time, 18-13. They've won the last 3. The 2 previously were not that close, 20-11, 20-10. One of those being an ODAC tournament. Lynchburg winning that one, but most recently, of course, that 11-9 comeback victory on Saturday. So they've won 7 of the last 12 against Hampden-Sydney. The Tigers are 6 of 9 at Lynchburg. They had a 14-9 win in the 2017 ODAC tournament that helped propel them to an ODAC championship as well. Of course, we talked about this being one of 2 semifinal matchups. The other one at halftime, Washington and Lee, the 1 seed, leading the Eagles of Bridgewater College, the 5 seed, 6-3 at this juncture. We will step in and check out that game in progress as time affords here on this broadcast. We look forward to bringing them in. Jeremy Franklin and the Generals broadcasting team doing a great job as always, and we look forward to doing the same here on Schellenberger Field. About ready for the face-off here. The Tigers and the Hornets. Quentin Ritchie, Jake Brummett out there to take it. The winner moves on to the championship game on Saturday. The one that meets the unfortunate end will have their season come to an end. And just like that, we have begun, and the Hornets win the opening face-off. Lynchburg this season winning face-offs 65% of the time. And they will go on offense first. A team that when they score 10 or more, they are victorious, bar one game when they lost 12-10 to Washington and Lee. This is also a Lynchburg team that dominates a team that they've played in back-to-back games. They lost in overtime at CNU as Brett Rogers tries to get that ball away. Here's a shot that misses up top. Lynchburg lost in overtime at CNU. They promptly came back here 6 days later and defeated the Captains by more than 15. Then on a Friday night, they lost to the Generals of Washington and Lee 12-10 and came right back the very next day to hold the Generals to 6 goals, while they themselves picked up more than 15 again. The difference there is that they did not win the first matchup in those 2 previous examples. It's a Hampden-Sydney team that suffered their first road loss of the season on Saturday night. Lynchburg has not lost here at home this season. 10 wins and 10 tries. Here's the first shot, never got through. 2 more out of the stick of Claggett. And both teams' defenses responding early. And then Perry not only picks up that ball, brings it all the way out, quick outlet pass. The Tigers have the numbers if they hurry. And they'd rather slow things down and run their offense. Jack Hayden out there with Sean Duffy, who had a couple on Saturday night. Jake O'Brien comes in. That's your midfield group. Duffy, O'Brien, and now Charlie Detzer. Duffy working on Robertson, throws it back to Detzer. And again, as it did on Saturday, the sun becoming an issue for whichever team is running into it. We saw many turnovers in the first quarter in those similar situations. When someone's trying to catch a pass and the sun in their eyes. As Rogers delivers one, Perry's there for the stop. 12 saves on Saturday night. Might have to have another one after that turnover. Each of these teams hovering around their turnover number per game. On Saturday, Lynchburg at 18 turnovers per game. Hampden-Sydney with 16 in the 2021 season. Riley Mitchell scored the first goal on Saturday, gives it up to Brett Rogers, and a long shot that's stopped by Perry. Now loose outside the crease, eventually able to clamp it down. And Perry again adding to his save total. Lynchburg wanting it over and back. It won't matter because Rodegas picks it up for the Hornets. delivers it to Josiah Martin. Now a pass ahead to Rogers inside, one-on-one, Trammell Robinson. Welcome back, sir. 3 games missed. Comes back in a big way to score the first goal of the night. All started at midfield with the forced turnover. Rodegast, Martin, Rogers, and then Trammell Robinson adding to his goal total of the season, now with 34. That gives him the 3rd most on the team. Another turnover for the Tigers. Lynchburg trying to take advantage, and Kenny not able to make the pass, or excuse me, make the catch, and taken down in the process. A bouncer that just goes over the top of the bar. Good attempt from Charlie Detzer. Medwar looking for some help. We saw this a good bit on Saturday. The Tigers didn't have a lot of chances cutting in the middle to find an open man, and once again they don't even try. They muscle their way in towards the crease, but falling in to the area was Jake O'Brien, and so Lynchburg will get it back. Out shooting the Tigers 5-2. The goal scored by Trammell Robinson. Quickly back to Ty Mitchell, lets it go off the chest of Perry. Loose ball, GLE rolls back behind the play, and it's scooped up eventually by Canavan Wallace. Senior out of Annapolis, Maryland, has it taken away. Ryan Kenny scoops up the ground ball, and Lynchburg's offense goes back to work. Dylan Wolf to his left hand, and he misses it right side. Wolf, one of many players on this team that got haircuts and dyed their hair blonde leading up to the ODAC tournament. Haven't seen that before. But we do generally see some interesting hairstyles before the tournament begins on this program, but not so many that do it together. Trammell Robinson again, and this time Lynchburg missing high once more on the long shot. .8:40 to go in the first quarter. Lynchburg has dominated play so far with the sun at their back. Perry's got the sun in his eyes, but he does have a few saves to his credit. Lewis tangled up, goes behind the back and off the bar. Right idea in that moment, and almost put himself on a national highlight reel. Lynchburg does get a fresh shot clock because of that clanger. New play comes in from the Lynchburg bench. This is Ty Mitchell back at X, being shaded by Grayson Akaway. Nowhere to go in the middle, so they'll slowly restart at the top of the frame. Robinson beats his man, gets inside, scores again! Not even 4 minutes gone by before Trammell Robinson shows off those fresh legs after being out with a hand injury. Storming back and becoming another cog in that balanced attack for Lynchburg. Obviously, we talked about Colin Dean at the top, but you heard me say Kyle Lewis, Brett Rogers. I didn't talk about Trammell because he hasn't been playing, but he's there, fourth in the team in points. Ryan Kenny with 37. Lynchburg has 6 players with 30 points or more this season, so you can try to clamp down one, but someone else is going to be there. It's really tough for defenses to stop this Hornets attack, especially when they've had almost a week to get ready for you again. Going to be really tough for this Tigers defense to do what they did on Saturday night. Another face-off win for the Hornets, so they continue to dominate the possession battle early in this one. Brett Rogers switches to his right hand, now gives to Trammell Robinson again through the inside, check from behind, nice job. Knowing you got beat, but using that long stick to your advantage, that was Henry Hitt with the great check and a turnover for the Hornets in the end. Just 2 shots so far for the Tigers. None of them have been on target yet, as Hampden-Sydney has a little bit of confusion on that insert, but able to get it across before 20 seconds went by. So no worries there, but you do have less time on the shot clock than you would like. Stepping into play is Ray O'Brien. Here's Riley French. Peter Robertson sticking to him like glue. French had it knocked away, and a ground ball scooped up by Alec Pupshis. Stays on his feet, and a turnover right to Medwar, the most dangerous shooter, gives it up and picks up the assist on the Garrett Patneski tally. Bad turnover by Pupshis. Great job by the Tigers to take advantage of it. Medwar with his 21st assist of the season. And for Patnetsky, that is goal number 9 of his senior campaign. Lynchburg continues to win at the face-off dot, but a great check from behind by Nick Thompson. Loose ball, scramble here. Shot clock reset. They wanted to reset. Still hasn't yet. Now it has. And Lynchburg will take control on the offensive end and then turn it over on a high pass. This is about the time Lynchburg started to come unglued in the first quarter, and now you're only up by 1, feeding Big Mo for the Tigers side. First midfield group out there for Hampden-Sydney. Detzer, Duffy, and Hayden. This is Duffy to his left hand. Beats 2 Hornets. Looks for a shot going low to high. It was knocked away by Nestor. And now like bees to honey around X, and it is the queen bee of that area picking it up. Going to have to get a wipe out there, clean off that lens. Just about 4 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. Lynchburg out shooting the Tigers 10-3. As Rogers puts on number 11 but misses the frame. So 30 seconds to shoot on the clock. So far, Perry winning the goalie battle with 4 saves to Moore's 1, and his best friend steps in that time again. A clang banger from Ryan Kenny this time. And it remains 2-1. Whistle and timeout by Coach Rostan and the Tigers. 3:31 to go. They lead it 2-1 in this ODAC men's lacrosse semifinal on LHSN.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind. Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
Back here at Schellenberger Field in Lynchburg, Virginia. Joe Hutzler with you tonight from the booth. 3:31 to go. The Tigers trailing by 1, but they can sense a little bit of momentum coming back their way in this first quarter of play, using one of their 2 timeouts allotted. Patrick Moore so far tested twice. 1 got past and 1 went to his cross. Right now, Lynchburg out shooting Hampden-Sydney 12-3, 6-2 in shots on goal. They also are leading the ground balls battle 11-6, and they have won all four face-offs so far. Out of the timeout, Tigers drawing up a play. So far, I don't think it's worked the way they desired. So they're going to swing it back this side to Duffy, who's got some great hands and went to his left hand that time for the shot. Just missed it by a few inches. Under 30 seconds to shoot on this possession. Medwar has it back at X, blanketed by Tyler Gallagher, just as he was on Saturday night. Still managed 3 goals against a Tewaaraton list finalist to start the season. One of the best to ever play defense in the ODAC. Great skip pass. What a stop by Moore. On the doorstep was Jake O'Brien. And he's got his toes hurting pretty bad after being jammed with the closed door from Patrick Moore. Two and a half to go. Man gets lost and a goal is scored. Bobby Claggett, the junior from Brandywine, Maryland, muscling his way inside. Goal does count. You saw it there. Claggett with his 11th of the season. And we are tied up at 2 apiece. After Lynchburg got on the board quickly, 2 goals from Trammell Robinson. Coach Rostan's crew answering back with Padnetsky and Claggett, 2 guys that did not get involved that much, if at all, on Saturday. So you've got 3 guys scoring the 4 goals, and none of them were factors on Saturday night. Lynchburg able to get possession automatically after the taunting warning for the Tigers. Claggett getting excited about his goal. Good pass, but just to the wrong side of Colin Dean, who's a strong lefty. So Lynchburg will try it again, under 2 minutes to go. Brett Rogers work on one-on-one. To his right side, he can shoot with either. And prefers a better opportunity for his team. Dean spins back to his left. Here's where he's dangerous. Low side goal for Colin Dean. His first of the night, his 44th of his graduate campaign. Watch it again, just bringing his defender to his right. You can't fall for that because he's just a heavy left-handed shooter. You're not going to be able to get that long stick over to the other side in time. Dean knows it, and Dean scores it. Already more goals scored in the first half tonight than Saturday. It was 2-1 Lynchburg after 15 minutes 5 nights ago. You would expect the offense to improve based on seeing the same opponent in back-to-back matchups. Now Hampden-Sydney saw Randolph-Macon between that Lynchburg contest and tonight, but still pretty fresh in their minds and on the same field. So all of this is very familiar to the visitors, except for having to deal with Trammell Robinson. 45 seconds to go. There's about a 5-second difference, as you can see on your score bug at the bottom. Detzer, skip pass, finds its man. Moore with the stop and holds on. Wasn't the intended target, but Petnetsky happy to throw it anyway. Meanwhile, Lynchburg has 20 seconds on offense. Sense of urgency for the incoming midfielders. Ty Mitchell gives to Poley. It's over top his head. Rolling to the sideline. Kenny able to keep it in play. Clock stopped. Now it rolls again, and a bit of a scramble here to finish the first quarter. But when the horn sounds, the Hornets have the 1-goal lead. 3-2. Second quarter next on LHSN.
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
Second quarter about to get underway here from Schellenberger Field in Lynchburg, Virginia. It is a 3-2 Lynchburg lead after 1 quarter of play. Lynchburg with goals from Trammell Robinson and Colin Dean. The Tigers have tallies from Patnetsky and Claggett. Having a conversation with one of the officials and our scorers table. And now a chat with Coach Rostan about something as well. Hampden-Sydney with a warning for taunting already tonight on that Claggett goal. Coach Kadelka making everybody sweat, looking at him with that long sleeve shirt on, as usual. Just so we're clear, every Lynchburg coach is wearing a long sleeve shirt. In fact, Seamus McDonald has a white t-shirt, but to make sure he's got long sleeves, put one underneath of that white t-shirt. So committed to that look as we get a very early timeout. Lynchburg takes it, and we'll step aside as well. 14:46 to go. We just started the second quarter, and we're already saying goodbye, but only temporary.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
Today's ODAC Championship broadcast is brought to you by Virginia Farm Bureau Insurance. Keep Virginia, Virginia. Talk to your local insurance agent today. Chantel, the official telecommunications provider of the ODAC. And Field Turf, the official field of the ODAC.
Let's take a quick live look in over in Lexington, Virginia, where the Generals of Washington and Lee lead the Eagles of Bridgewater College 8-3 in the other semifinal matchup. So the Generals in control of that one, and will look to host one of these two teams on Saturday. Back here, it's a 3-2 lead for Lynchburg. In the second quarter, we just started before Lynchburg took a timeout because they didn't want the ball to be knocked out of Quentin Ritchie's stick. So they will remain in control of the offense, and we'll have a chance to talk things over and draw up a play perhaps and see what happens here. High pass, but brought down by Kyle Lewis. Skip pass top side, Riley Mitchell, bang! Mitchell the younger with his first of the day. He had one on Saturday, adds another tally here in his sophomore campaign. Riley Mitchell with 18 goals now and puts Lynchburg back up by 2 goals. Quick response from the Hornets. Brooks Poley this time getting involved. Poley with 8 goals now in his graduate campaign. Took him a while to get to that point. Taking care of business here tonight. Lynchburg now with their largest advantage in this series this season. They only led by as much as 2, and that was for the win, as Robinson just misses on a hat trick. They trailed by as much as 4 on Saturday. They've been able to complete comebacks many times this season, but largely have held the lead from pretty much start to finish in most of their contests. And again, they play much better the second go around against the same opponent. Skip pass, Robinson inside and scores again. Flag comes out in the process. We will wait for the official. He does count the goal. So that flag is going to go against the Tigers to add insult to injury. Not only are they going to give up a goal, they are also going to be a man down. (6-2) advantage. Robinson with a hat trick here in the first half. And it's going to be a 1-minute penalty to Canavan Wallace. The senior out of Annapolis, Maryland, will hope that his team can win a face-off so that Lynchburg can't go straight to a man up. And they will. Nice job picking up that loose ball, Nick Thompson. And eventually losing it, though. And scooped up. This is crucial for the Tigers to kill some clock here. They've got to keep it within 4. This is not a team in Lynchburg that's going to go on a super cold streak and allow most teams to complete 4 unanswered goals. 12:48. That is when Lynchburg will go, or Lynchburg and Hampden-Sydney will go back to even strength. So they can just wait with the shot clock being at 38 and just 12 seconds left on the penalty. The problem is you won't have a lot of time on offense. So formulate a plan now to at least get a shot on target and reset the shot clock. And we're back to even. This is Jack Hayden, less than 20 seconds to shoot. It's a gamble when you just stand there and let time come off the clock. Charlie Detzer, shaded by Clayton Jones. Detzer dumps it in, and that is the exact opposite of what was needed to take place for the Tigers. Four unanswered goals by the Lynchburg Hornets. Their offense has scored on every possession so far in the second quarter. Dean has someone coming from behind, so loses it in the process, just couldn't take the pressure. Good closeout by that Tigers defense. Bobby Claggett has possession at the moment. Scored a goal in the first quarter. Claggett spins at X, looks inside, nothing open. Forced to go back around the perimeter. And a long bomb from Sean Duffy, who gets on the goal sheet. He was there Saturday, and here he is again on Thursday evening, helping the Tigers' cause, down by 3. Quentin Ritchie wins the faceoff for the 8th time this evening. There have been 10 faceoffs taken. Another big part of the game for this Hampden-Sydney defense. It's a Tigers defense that knows how to hold up Lynchburg's offense. They kept them on Saturday night to a halftime total of 3, which was by far the lowest first half total from Lynchburg on the season. Tonight, it's been a different story. Lynchburg has an extra threat in Trammell Robinson back, who has 3 goals of the team's 6. Riley Mitchell has 1, looking for 2. Will Perry says no. Not yet. Maybe not at all. You have to try again. Unfortunately, the Tigers turn it over. That is number 9 for them in this first half. And I think we have a reversal. We do. They may have said that the Hornets touched the ball, so deflection out of play keeps it with Hampden-Sydney. So I retract my statement. 8 turnovers for the Tigers. Lynchburg has 5, by the way, for those of you scoring at home. Oh, what a deflection! An own goal, if you will. A pass inside intended for a teammate. Instead, it glances off of Alec Pupchis' stick and finds the back of the net as the Tigers score back-to-back goals to bring it to a 2-goal contest. Check it out again. A pass, and Pupchis just trying to knock away that potential catch. Riley French threw it in, so I guess he gets the goal. We will confirm that at a later moment. Meanwhile, this is a huge face-off. Lynchburg wins it again. Hampden-Sydney now within 2. It's a brand new ball game. Just as Lynchburg did on Saturday night, the Tigers now chipping away at what was a 4-goal deficit. Their defense doing great work. Robinson smacks it away, and almost another own goal against the Tigers this time. And the ball will go to Hampden-Sydney after it rolled across the end line. Three, 2, 1, and it just gets across. Again, you've got to get that ball over midfield within 20 seconds of a new shot clock. And it just landed into the stick of Hayden with about 1 second to spare as Robertson creates the turnover and keeps possession on his own. Great work by the senior out of Palmyra, Pennsylvania. Kyle Lewis tight ropes the near sideline, looks for a friend, finds Kenny. Here's the shot off the bar and away. Kenny still scoreless after scoring 3 goals on Saturday. He has scored as many as 7 in one contest this season. Hornets back in control on offense. They're out shooting the Tigers 19-9 with an 11-7 shots on goal advantage. Dylan Wolf skates his way through some contact, now comes back inside, dumps it to X. Kyle Lewis looks for some help out top, not there. Slowing things down, looking for an easy pass. There it is, Poley, sharp angle, and it bounces to a friendly stick in Trammell Robinson. Didn't quite have control of it, did Poley, in a good position. So once again, they're back at X, no one pressuring Lewis. Poley muscles his way, GLE, rolls back, gives to Ty Mitchell. Thought about the long shot, not there. It's Dylan Wolf instead, to his left hand. Lets it rip, finds the back of the net. Dylan Wolf with his 19th goal of the season. Helps the Hornets go back up by 3 scores. Lynchburg with 7 goals here in the first half. They only had 4 goals through 3 quarters on Saturday, scoring 7 in 1 quarter for that comeback. They are certainly in a much better position than they were then, trying to advance to another ODAC championship game. Currently, it looks like they're going to be heading to Lexington as the Generals are up by 7 with 90 seconds to play against the Eagles of Bridgewater College. Lynchburg has played in 2 ODAC championships in the last 5 seasons at W&L Stadium as that bouncer is wide. Neither time did they play the Generals, who were the 1 seed. So hats off to Washington and Lee being the 1 seed and actually holding it until the championship game. They are your defending ODAC champs from 2019. Ten seconds to shoot. Kenny couldn't find the ball. Instead, it's going to be number 33, Canavan Wallace, scooping up the ground ball. And the Tigers will have a chance to chip away into this deficit again. Jack Limon, really no shot as he got deeper and deeper into the teeth of that defense as Pups just sends it ahead to Lewis. Lewis finding Rogers on the run and scores! Wings out, we're flying here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Brett Rogers with his 23rd goal of the season. He had the game winner on Saturday night, and a timeout is taken by the Tigers. Trailing by 4 with 4:21 to go in the second quarter, right here on LHSN.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind. Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
Welcome back to some happy fans on the Jack M. Toms track here at Schellenberger Field. The Hornets leading the Tigers 8-4 in this ODAC semifinal contest. The other semifinal has gone final with the Generals defeating the Eagles 11-3. So Washington and Lee, the 1 seed, awaiting the winner of this one sometime on Saturday. Fully into championship season within the ODAC. ODAC tournament for baseball starts this weekend as Quentin Ritchie wins the faceoff, drives in, shoots in, a bouncer that finds its way across the line. Originally deflected by Perry, but he couldn't get the rebound, and so Quentin Ritchie adds to his goal total this season in his transfer year. Goal number 7 for him, and the Hornets on an absolute roll. They've scored 6 of the last 8 goals. They're up by 5, which is their largest lead of the game. And once again, Lynchburg with a face-off victory. They're winning that stat 12-2. Also crushing it in ground balls, 27-13. If you watched on Saturday night, you know our good buddy Daniel Rowe is a big believer in ground balls advantage, helping you to a win. On Saturday, it was very even, and you had an even game. Right now, not so much. Ty Mitchell through the middle, checked away. I believe that was Presley Miller with the stick check. Sometimes it's tough to see the crimson numbers on the black jersey. That was Presley Miller. Sometimes just go with the gut. Dylan Wolf takes contact, drives inside, looks for a shot, spins in, one more, lost it, too much dancing around, and eventually that long stick of Canavan Wallace picks up another ground ball. He's had a really good game here tonight. Unfortunately, the offense not doing much to help his cause. They only scored 5 in the first half on Saturday, but their defense was much more staunch, including Will Perry. So they had the lead with 5 goals on Saturday. That won't get it done tonight. Jack Albright, Tyler Gallagher, who has it now. Fantastic defensive group. Starts things off here for Lynchburg. Gallagher has 2 goals this year. Wisely gives it up once he gets deep enough. And this Hornets team will go back to work on offense, out shooting the Tigers 25-9. And with a shots on goal advantage of 14-7. Perry not having the evening he did just a few short days ago with 5 saves to this point, as 27 trips 27. Duffy tripping up Brett Rogers. Did not look like it was egregious, but still a trip nonetheless. And so that will put Drew Duffy, the freshman from Virginia Beach, Virginia, in the penalty box. So it'll be Lynchburg going a man up for the second time this evening. They did not convert on their first attempt, but they also did not have possession during that entire attempt. This also a 1-minute penalty, so they have time to work it around. Potential redirect coming. Robinson, no redirect needed as he just sails that one wide. Great view of it from here. He'll try it again. Nope, gives it up to Rogers. Bounces away from him. Dean scoops it up with 18 seconds left on the penalty. Ryan Kenny still looking for his first goal. Elects to give it to Lewis. 8 seconds left on the penalty, and the Hornets have scored a man up for the first time this evening. It is their 15th man-up goal of the season, and they now have reached that all-important 10th goal of the game every time they've 15 wins. And for Colin Dean, It is goal number 2. .30 seconds to play here in half number 1. The Hornets well in control. Up by 6 goals. And looking for a date with the Generals for the 3rd time, which is absolutely unheard of in one single season. 1 for 1 against WNL so far. As Coach Kadelka wants to talk things over, we're going to keep it here because there's only 13 seconds left. And we can tell you about those other ODAC sports in action in their postseason play. As I mentioned, baseball starts this week and into this weekend. Lynchburg, a 2 seed in the baseball tournament. They will play on Saturday. Tomorrow, Hampden-Sydney, number 5 in the baseball tournament, will battle Shenandoah at 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Lynchburg softball and Virginia Wesleyan softball are going to meet on Saturday for a best-of-3 series in the softball championship in Virginia Beach. Of course, we've got men's lacrosse going on here. Women's and men's tennis also in action. Looking like the Generals are favored in both of those. Great support by students, parents, faculty, and staff alike. Hampden-Sydney allowed to bring some parents for their seniors, which is a great move by all involved. So Lynchburg drew something up. They hope that it ends with a goal. Hampden-Sydney desperately needing it to stay 10-4. 13 seconds left in the first half. Riley Mitchell starts things off. Rushes to the top side. Pulls back to his left. Bounces one wide right. 4.6 seconds remaining. Lewis knows it. Looks for a connection. And it's going to roll back to midfield. And that is how we end the first half of play. Lynchburg in full control of this one. 30 minutes to go to see who's going to be playing the Generals on Saturday afternoon right here on LHSN. When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the Athletic Training Laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic and Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with student athletes from more than 20 NCAA Division III sports teams, helping get them back to practice and into the game as soon as possible. As an athletic training student, you're a big part of the success of our sports teams and the success of the local athletic teams. We see this relationship as a win-win situation. You learn, and that helps us win.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind. Cheer for the stumbles that he should have had that, and the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
Today's ODAC Championship broadcast is brought to you by Virginia Farm Bureau Insurance. Keep Virginia, Virginia. Talk to your local insurance agent today. Chantel, the official telecommunications provider of the ODAC. And Field Turf, the official field of the ODAC.
Welcome back to University of Lynchburg. After 30 minutes of play, there are your stats so far. Lynchburg in control of this, 10-4. They are largely in control of every other major statistical category so far, hence their success to this point. I'm not going to try and act like I'm an expert, so you've been watching the game. You know what Hampden-Sydney has to do better. Some of the numbers speak to that too. We'll see if they can. We'll step aside, come back, first half highlights and more right here on LHSN. When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities, learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the Athletic Training Laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic and Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with student athletes from more than 20 NCAA Division III sports teams, helping get them back to practice and into the game as soon as possible. As an athletic training student, you're a big part of the success of our sports teams and the success of the local athletic teams. We see this relationship as a win-win situation. You learn, and that helps us win.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind. Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
Today's ODAC Championship broadcast is brought to you by Virginia Farm Bureau Insurance. Keep Virginia, Virginia. Talk to your local insurance agent today. Chantel, the official telecommunications provider of the ODAC. And Field Turf, the official field of the ODAC.
And we're back here at Schellenberger Field on the campus of University of Lynchburg. Here is a look at some first half highlights for you as we go back and see a couple goals from each team. The goalies have not been as big of a threat as they were on Saturday night. Will Perry, 10 goals against, just 5 saves on 28 shots faced. Patrick Moore, 4 goals against, 3 saves on 9 shots faced. But Lynchburg has done it a little bit every which way. Very balanced scoring for them so far. Robinson getting involved. We've got Brett Rogers with a goal, Colin Dean, Dylan Wolf, Brooks Poley getting in on the action as well. So they've got a balanced attack. Hampden-Sydney not being led by their usual suspects at the top of the list. We haven't heard from Medwar or Hayden or Jake O'Brien. Sean Duffy's the first one in that top point scorers list that has a goal so far. So they more out of their big guys, especially to start this half, which is about to begin right about now. Lynchburg with 13 out of 15 faceoffs won in that first half. Quentin Ritchie still out there for Lynchburg. Nick Thompson taking the faceoff that time for the Tigers, and it still favors the home team as Chris Darminio gives to Clayton Jones. What a great faceoff group in general. We obviously talk about Quentin Ritchie's success, but you got to look at guys like Jones and Darminio and what they're able to do off the edges, driving in and picking up those ground balls. That is a crucial component of those face-off wins. Mostly tonight, Quentin Ritchie has done a good job of cleanly winning face-offs, but without those guys on the edges, your numbers aren't as good as they are. Right away, a shot from Rogers, and it misses a little bit left. I want to say hello to Kevin, his brother, who's watching as the Panthers of High Point University getting ready for a SoCon championship game against the Spiders of Richmond. Brett and the Hornets hoping to also be playing on Saturday in a championship game. They will do it if they can hold on to a win against the Generals of Washington and Lee, the 1 seed in the conference tournament, after an 11-3 victory over Bridgewater earlier this evening. Colin Dean, jump shot, saved by Perry. That'll be another big component of the second half success for Hampden-Sydney if Perry can find some of that magic. Unfortunately, he's a part of the 13th turnover of the game for the Tigers. Brett Rogers spins to his left, now back to his right. No one cutting in the middle. Kenny to his right hand, looking for his first of the night, and he's going to miss it just a bit to the left. Nice leisurely jog for Brett Rogers. Good defense, making it tough on 27. That's Presley Miller. And it won't matter in the end. Lynchburg lulling the defense to sleep, getting it back to Lewis, who collects an assist. Over 35 this season for Lewis. And the first goal of the night for Ryan Kenny. 30th goal of the season for Mr. Kenny. Now one of 3 Hornets with 30 or more, and again, we've talked about it this season. Kenny with 3 less games played than the highest total number of the season available. So able to do that in less time on the field, pretty impressive. Lynchburg with 11 goals. That matches their total from the game on Saturday night. And once again, we're seeing, as we have all season long, if Lynchburg plays an opponent again, they are the team that makes the right adjustments and takes care of business. The opponent is putting all they have into that first matchup, and it works, but then they have nothing else to show. They have nothing else to pull out of the bag on the second go-around. Lynchburg, however, able to find something else, able to get those adjustments made. And once again, as they did the first 2 times, dominating in the second showing against the same team as Dylan Wolf gets his second of the evening. Lynchburg up big. This is not how we thought things would go this evening. A lot of the talk around campus today being that, man, this is going to be the better game of the 3 possible contests between the 2 semifinals today and the championship on Saturday. But Hampden-Sydney just doesn't have the rhythm. They don't have the success to back up their opportunities like they did on Saturday, as Chris Darminio looks for another. He had one Saturday night. Will Perry says, no, sir. Big stop for a 31. Dangerous positioning here. Hampden-Sydney just all out of sorts right now. Desperately need to have some success on offense. They haven't even registered 10 shots. Sean Duffy got it away. Didn't have quite the pop to it they would normally see out of his stick. So whether that was deflected or whatever the case may be, it was an easy stop for Moore as Robertson gets it in transition to his left hand, shoots, and misses left side. Peter Robertson, a fan favorite here at University of Lynchburg. That close to adding another tally for the Hornets. No goals yet this season, but looking like he'll get at least one more chance on Saturday. Unless the Tigers can find a miracle in their bag of tricks. Brett Rogers almost completing the magic. Mitchell down the alley, and a big stop by Perry off one of his legs. He rolls back out and picks up that ground ball too. Perry top 5 in 3 of the 4 major categories for goalies in the conference. Patrick Moore is as well. Tonight we have the 2 best keepers in the league according to goals against average, but only one showing that. Of course, you can't put it all on the goalie. You got to look at defense. You got to look at what the offense is able to do as well and their ability to find open shots. But what we saw Saturday night was a man standing on his head, keeping his team in it, and eventually helping his team get the advantage. But he gave up some goals late, gave up 7 goals in that 4th quarter, and that has carried over here to this one tonight. Medwar, chance over the shoulders of Gallagher, and Moore was ready for it. 5 saves for Patrick Moore tonight, and a turnover for the Hornets. That's just number 9 this evening. But those are the turnovers that could help propel a team that's in desperate need of some positivity. Claggett, skip pass. Great closeout by the Hornets. Nowhere to go for O'Brien. 8.5 to play. And I think that one sailed high because of some defensive maneuvers. Rodegas right there on the shot by Ray O'Brien. The 2 brothers out there on the field together as Patrick Moore adds some more totals to his stats with save number 6. And it keeps it an 8-point game. Ty Mitchell, his younger brother, has scored. Maybe he can get in on the action as well. On Saturday night in the senior night celebration that followed that 11-9 victory, Ty Mitchell said that he appreciated the term, the phrase, the nickname Mitchell the Elder that yours truly gave to him, and I would like to say it again. Poley gives to Lewis, now to Mitchell and around to Wolf. Kenny looking to run it before he caught it. 15 seconds to shoot. Ryan Kenny throws it back to X, connected with Lewis. 10 seconds to shoot. Lewis dumps it, and Mitchell wasn't ready for it. Rolling back to midfield. And Hampden-Sydney takes it here. They got to be quick about it. They want to catch Lynchburg's defense off guard, have some numbers, but they just slow it down. Interesting maneuver by the Tigers, trailing by 8. You would expect more urgency in that situation. This is normally where D-Row would tell me that I'm wrong and they should have done it the way they're doing it. Not here tonight. But another goal is here for the Tigers. Charlie Detzer, senior from Holly Springs, North Carolina, helps out the Tigers' cause with 6:32 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Couple sticks clang together. Ball rolls across the near sideline. And it will be Hampden-Sydney possession. Lots of time remaining here, and we're going to have the officials talk it through. Some claiming that it was kicked out by Hampden-Sydney. If we have a view of it, we'll show it to you. We do not, so we won't. And it remains Hampden-Sydney possession, one of those call stand situations. Big moment here, as I was mentioning. Still plenty of time left. Of course, lacrosse is a game of runs, so the Tigers go on at least a little one here, try to cut the lead in half or more before the end of the third quarter. If you're down by 6 or less with 15 minutes to go, odds are still pretty good for yourself. Not with plays like that, though. Driving into 3 defenders and then just lackadaisically just throwing it to the middle, hoping for the best. Not a great game plan. It becomes turnover number 15 tonight, and it puts Lynchburg back in control. Dean by himself, dishes to Rogers, quickly over to Lewis. Long shot, clangs off the post, and then Duffy, Perry is there to hold on to it. Not sure where Duffy came from, in my mind. Ray O'Brien, perfect symmetry here. Stepped in step with Josiah Martin, 5-2 on 2-5. The Tigers once again not playing like they're down by 7. And a shot that was a tough one to get off. Impressive that Hayden got it even close to the goal with that suffocating defense. Medwar, best goal scorer on the team, scoreless so far. Skip pass, hesitation, shot up top is good. Great work by Ray O'Brien. Jake's younger brother gets involved in the score sheet. Just got Martin up in the air like you do on the hoops court. Pump fake. Drop it in for the points. For Ray O'Brien, that's goal number 9 on the season. And crucially, back-to-back goals for the Tigers, who have cut the deficit in half. Now have a chance to clear it and once again put the offense on the attack. Thompson gives to Detzer, one of the recent goal scorers for the Tigers. They've scored back-to-back goals tonight only once. That came back in the first quarter to make it 2-2. Duffy doing all he can to create some space, but smothered by Jones and Robertson. Detzer nowhere to go, somehow finds Duffy, drives in, top side, throws it high, and too high at that. Medwar, smothered and covered by Gallagher. And then Gallagher's going to be called for the infraction. Meanwhile, the shot comes low to high, misses. And the Tigers are going to go a man up. This is their first man-up opportunity of the evening. They were 0 for 3 on Saturday nights. Check it out again. Gallagher. That's a tough one to take if you're Lynchburg. Just 30 seconds on the push by Gallagher. That's how long the penalty is. Crucial moment for the Tigers. They have trailed by as much as 8. 12-4 was the score about 9 minutes ago. Duffy, long shot, deflected, and ooh, that was dangerous. Went off a defender in front. No way Moore could have stopped it if it was on target. 1 second left on the penalty to Gallagher. And the official is going to stop play for a moment and talk things over again. This is a different crew that we have seen tonight compared to other games this season. And they're very committed to getting the calls right. And they're talking about the clock, I assume. Maybe they're going to change the shot clock, perhaps. So I don't think that made contact with the goalie or the frame of the cage. Well, it did. They put it at 80. And we're back even. Not sure what that was all about. Long skip pass from one side to the other. Moore there with a big save down low, his 7th of the night. The Hornets dive for it, and they regain possession with 2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Glad we showed Chip Quinn there on the man-down unit. Crucial key to the Hornets' success in that area this year. Riley Mitchell slides in, shoots, and I think Duffy, looks like Perry may have got a piece of that. Didn't go very far, so I think it got stopped at some point. Meanwhile, Rogers quickly dishing it back to Dean. Dean to that strong left hand. One-timer from Robinson right into the cross of Perry. Will Perry, a junior from Roanoke, Virginia. 9 saves tonight, had 12 on Saturday, 5 goals against in that quarterfinal win over Randolph-Macon. Detzer just got it to connect with its intended target, and then a bad pass well high from Hayden. 16th turnover for the Tigers. That's what they average per contest. And Lynchburg, not having scored since 11:43 remaining in this third quarter, have a chance to have the last laugh, if you will, in this third. Big difference with 15 minutes left, being down 6 compared to 7. You just mentally feel like, okay, we're only halfway down, or we're halfway there, rather. If you're down by 7, it just mentally doesn't, it sinks in negatively, as opposed to the positive confidence that could come from saying that you're only down by 6. And it is 7. Riley Mitchell, his 2nd of the night, makes it 13-6. Nineteenth goal of the season for Mitchell the Younger. And the Hornets up by 7, 7.5 seconds to go. Ball kicked around a little bit, and that will do it for the third quarter. Just as it was to start the third, Lynchburg in firm control of this one. They lead it by a score of 13-6 right here on LHSN.
I was was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
Good times had here in Central Virginia tonight. The Hornets lead the Tigers. Oh, look at that puppy. Oh, man, that is a beautiful dog. Forget everything I was saying. That just took all my concentration away. Dang it. What was I saying? Oh, Lynchburg's leading 13-6. There you go. The Hornets are dominating in most statistical categories tonight. 41-20 in shots, 23-14 in shots on goal. We've won 17 faceoffs compared to Hampden-Sydney's 5. And they've got another goal to the tally, and once again, it's one of the usual suspects, Kyle Lewis. This go around. For Lewis, it's his first this evening. Watch it again on the big screen. Great pass. That's Ryan Kenny, I beg your pardon. They were all celebrating with Lewis like he did it. I'm still recovering from the dog. I'm still trying to get back in my game here. Ryan Kenny with his second of the night. And a big face-off win for the Tigers. They certainly want to end the game tonight with as much fight and grit as they can, so that it doesn't, the taste in their mouth isn't as bad. The Tigers still 16th in the country in the USILA poll, but it really feels like even if you're ranked in the bottom half of that poll, and you don't make it to your conference championship and lose, it's going to be tough to get that at-large bid, as Jared Medwar says, look, man, I really need to score a goal. I've done it in every game so far this year, so let me just take control here and find a different place to shoot from. Just excellent play, using that lower center of gravity, held onto the ball, and Patrick Moore could just do his best, but it wasn't going to be enough. Great highlight moment for Medwar. 37 goals now for the team leader in goals on the Tigers team. Ritchie with the clean face-off win. Has a goal this evening in a similar situation. Mitchell throws it back to Dean. Colin Dean took over in the fourth quarter on Saturday. This time it's Perry with a big stop. 10 saves again for Will Perry. Tigers in transition. Looking for some shooting space. Not going to find it. Hesitation. Spin. Still with the chance. And a block by Moore. What a save from 41 in white. And how about the effort to get there? As Moore continues to put on a show. Got to give some credit to Bobby Claggett on that last possession for the Tigers. Blanketed by almost every defender from Lynchburg, still getting a shot away. Unfortunately, though, Patrick Moore getting his 8th stop, now 9th of the evening. Wasn't really tested in the first half, but has come out big during this comeback attempt by Hampden-Sydney that just feels like it's going to come up short. They're just not able to get within 6. And now they're running out of time. Mitchell connects with Rogers. Head fake. Still has it. Lets it go and misses left. Over and back, Hampden-Sydney possession. The whistle hadn't blown yet, so premature on the stick check from Rodegast. Of course, Hampden-Sydney wants a flag. They want to go a man up, but hasn't really helped them. They were 0 for 3 on Saturday. They're 0 for 1. You still take the chance if you're afforded it, but they won't be. Instead, it's Petneski who had the first goal of the night, starting things off on that far side of the field. They're working around here to Ray O'Brien, who has a goal and lets one go that's stopped by Moore. Dangerous pass. Medwar there. Moore is 2 and just saves it from being a wide open goal for Jared Medwar, who definitely won't miss if he's given that opportunity. Cole Nestor takes contact at midfield, still gets it over. Ty Mitchell. Short pass, connects with Wolf. They work it around the edges. Looking around at the attack and midfield group for the Hornets. Every one of these players except for Kyle Lewis, who has it now, has scored a goal. Lewis has a few assists, almost spoke it into existence. Ty Mitchell, long shot that misses left. And shot clock violation against Lynchburg, as they are in a position to waste time, leading by 7 with 9:35 to go. And really, there was only a question mark around this for the Hornets when it was 2-2 in the first quarter after taking a 2-0 lead. Tigers tied it up, felt like things were going to come back their way just like they did on Saturday, but crucially, Lynchburg scored the next to take a 3-2 lead into the second quarter. And from there, the Hornets really took control as the Tigers find another one. No, it goes off the side of the net. Thought it was a worm burner, but it just missed its target. And it remains 14-7. It was 3-2 to start the second quarter. Lynchburg outscoring Hampden-Sydney in that second quarter, 7-2. And that gave them the advantage they needed to feel good about their chances the rest of the way, no matter what really happened. Perry with the save and the outlet pass. Crucially, though, the Tigers have had their chances at moments, not as many as they had on Saturday, but they've had little glimpses of runs, including 2 in a row in the third quarter. But the Hornets did not waver. They kept the game plan the same. They kept winning faceoffs. They would score another one to answer that. And the Tigers are down by such a tally that you're going to have to get more than 2 in a row before giving up another. Good check by Jack Spears on the shot from Duffy. And timeout taken by Lynchburg. 8:08 remaining in the fourth quarter of play. The Hornets lead the Tigers 14-7 in the ODAC Men's Lacrosse Semifinals right here on LHSN.
Today's ODAC Championship broadcast is brought to you by Virginia Farm Bureau Insurance. Keep Virginia, Virginia. Talk to your local insurance agent today. Chantel, the official telecommunications provider of the ODAC. And Field Turf, the official field of the ODAC.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
Oh, now we're getting really creative with these shots. Great look at the student section here this evening. A mix of equestrian riders, volleyball players, women's lacrosse athletes. Another beautiful looking dog. Daggone it, y'all got some great breeds here this evening. That's so fantastic. Even a dog on a shirt. They're everywhere. On the field, though, it's a bee and a tiger. Hornets, Hampden-Sydney Tigers, second time in 5 days. This one much less intriguing, as Lynchburg has been in command from the get-go, and they remain up by 7. Their largest lead tonight has been 8, outshooting Hampden-Sydney 47-26. And they have connected 14 times on 26 shots on target. Face-offs and ground balls, that is where this game is being won. Lynchburg leading the face-offs battle 18-6, and ground balls 50-28. Bouncer that goes wide and will be Lynchburg possession. Great play, great hustle by Patrick Moore. Robertson evades some defenders and does his part to put Lynchburg back on the offensive. 7.5 to go. Lynchburg was content with running most of the clock down in their last possession, looking for 1 or 2 shots, but more importantly, looking for another shot at an ODAC championship. That will come on Saturday against the Generals of Washington and Lee, a team that was victorious tonight against the 5-seeded Eagles of Bridgewater College. 11-3 was the score there. The Hornets, 7-time ODAC champions. Their last victory was in 2018. They lost out to Hampden-Sydney in 2017, and the Generals were the champions in 2019. Robinson, he's got 3, now he's got 4. The large lady warms up the pipes as the bus driver warms up the engine. It's 15-7 with 6:30 to go. Texas hat trick for Trammell Robinson in his return to play after missing some games with a broken finger. Had the first 2 goals of the evening. So great return for him. And what Lynchburg hopes to not be their final game on this field. Advancing to the ODAC championship on Saturday should be enough to put them in the tournament no matter what. And rumor has it that Lynchburg is actually one of the host sites for the first round already. That'll be next Saturday, the 15th of May. Of course, if that is the case, you certainly hope Lynchburg gets to play here. And obviously, if they're able to win the ODAC championship and become an automatic qualifier, they will be one of the higher seeds, considering they are ranked 4th in the nation right now. Applause all around here tonight for the home team as they lead it by 8 for the second time tonight. Dylan Wolf getting that shot away with pressure draped over his back. 2 goals for 55 in white this evening. 5:10 left in what has been another great season for the Tigers, as Poley gets his second of the night. All academic now. So once again, the opponents facing Lynchburg for back-to-back games become another victim here on this field. The Hornets 10-0 at home this season. They'll be 11-0 at the end of the night. 3 of those 11 wins being the second straight matchup against the same team. And all 3 times, the first game much closer. So who knows what we're going to see on Saturday. It was a 12-10 win for Washington and Lee on a Friday night back in April. The very next night, it was a 13-6 win for Lynchburg. Now the Hornets will be headed back over the mountain to Lexington, Virginia to battle the Generals for the 3rd time, the rubber match, if you will, in 2021. And if you think about it, when it comes to at-large bids, the Generals could steal one of those. If they're able to beat Lynchburg on Saturday, they are not ranked. So if they're able to win the ODAC, they are obviously automatically qualified for the tournament. And, of course, Lynchburg should still get in. So some team is going to miss the tournament if the Generals can win on Saturday. I'd also argue that the Generals' resume without a win on Saturday just isn't good enough to get them in based on some of the losses they've had this season. So that should not be a factor. They desperately, if they want to play in the NCAA, they will have to find a way to beat a Lynchburg team that they did the first go around, but hard to defeat such a balanced group of men 2 times in one season. No one's been able to do it yet, as Drew Carpenter puts himself firmly on the stat sheet. 5th goal of the season in his senior campaign. Check it out one more time. Those big, heavy feet clogging their way through the middle and bouncing one home. Watching that game on Saturday night, watching the performance here tonight, it's a shame that Virginia Wesleyan would not make up their game with Lynchburg and allowing them to have the same games played as Washington and Lee. Same thing goes for Roanoke against Hampden-Sydney. They did not want to make up that game. So these 2 teams, which I would solidly argue are the 2 best teams in the conference, neither able to host a championship game because they have one less game played in the conference than the Generals. But one of these teams will get a chance to prove that on Saturday. That'll be Lynchburg. 2:50 to go, up by 10. Flag comes out. And this one's going to go against the Tigers. Canavan Wallace, the guilty party. Watch it again. Yeah, Wallace just getting that stick in there, holding him up. Senior out of Annapolis, Maryland, hoping and praying that the committee still gives the Tigers a chance in the tournament. .30-second penalty to Canavan Wallace. As Lynchburg goes a man up for the third time tonight. They are 1 of 2 so far. They've got Rust out there with Wolf. Looks like Jack Spears, A.J. Neves, Ty Mitchell, and Parker Dixon. Ragtag crew here on the man-up team. Team capable of scoring, though. Five seconds on the penalty. Spears tosses to Mitchell. Skip pass. Head fake. Shot, score! Dylan Wolf, for the third time tonight, adds a tuck. Lynchburg successful on another man up. Coach Kadelka wants to call a timeout just to enjoy this win a little bit longer. 2:06 remaining before the Hornets punch their ticket to Lexington on Saturday.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind. Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors.
Chance here for the Tigers. And it's missed wide on the new goalie, Tyler Hadley, who's in between the pipes for the Hornets. William Schlager is also in for the Hampden-Sydney Tigers, by the way, giving up that goal to Dylan Wolf a moment ago. And a goal given up by Hadley. Also, a flag's going to come out. Yeoman's-like effort from Charlie Detzer, the senior, doing his best in what is potentially his final game. Less than 90 seconds to play. The Hornets on their way to their 11th straight ODAC championship game. Their last win came in 2018, losing to WNL 8-7 in 2019. It fell to the Tigers of Hampden-Sydney in 2017. But they certainly will feel like the favorite, even on the road, this coming Saturday. Slicing through the defense, Riley Schmidt lost it. Ground ball picked up, and a chance for a rebound cleanup. Just rolls wide. If Lynchburg's able to advance to the NCAA tournament, it'll be their 9th straight trip to the big dance. And what has the 22nd straight winning season for Coach Kadelka. That 25th season overall, 22 winning years as Hadley scoops up that loose ball. And the celebration will begin. Lynchburg will remain unbeaten here at home. Their record will advance to 11-0 on Schellenberger Field. They'll finish the season to this point at 15-2. The Tigers will finish their season at 12-3. As we hear the sound of the horn, the Hive has spoken, and the Hornets take down the Tigers in this ODAC men's lacrosse semifinal. They will play for it all on Saturday at Washington and Lee. Great balanced attack from Lynchburg all night long. It was 2-2 in the first, and then they hit the gas a little bit more for extra power, and they take over and they take the win. Back-to-back victories over Hampden-Sydney, and once again, they'll see the Generals on Saturday. As we wrap things up, we'll show you some highlights as we continue here on LHSN this Saturday with ODAC baseball, Lynchburg versus Washington and Lee. Perhaps some NCAA lacrosse next weekend. Who knows? One way for you to find out. Head over to lynchburgsports.com for all of your updates. For the entire LHSN crew, did a great job tonight as always. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Joe Hutzler logging off and reminding you it's a great day to be a Hornets, and we are one nation.